My name is Peter Miskowski. I am 11 years old and I go to the CASA.
My name is Lorraine Miskowski and I've been coming to the CASA now for 4 years.
When I first kind of joined the youth group, my mom first asked me a question like, you want to join the youth group? And I said yes, and then when it was finally the day to come, I said no and I didn't want to do it. And at the time, I didn't really believe in God. I just kind of, I had my doubts, you know. But after the youth group, I still questioned a lot of things about things in the Bible and about God. And the church didn't, and the CASA didn't really, disapprove of me questioning God.
At the CASA, I feel like the community really waits for a person to have an internal conversion of the heart. And at the Friends of Francis, he felt like he could just be himself. He could be accepted and people would laugh at him when he was his goofy self. And also they admired his well-behaved self.
I can't put that in my mind. Somebody admiring me. I can't put it in my head.
People listen to Peter a lot. People listen to you.
So before, praying was just kind of, it kind of just felt like talking, It didn't feel like something, that was holy or special, The more and more I went to the CASA, praying was kind of feeling more and more special. I'm excited to go on my spiritual journey, go further in my spiritual journey, and go closer to God. And to help me do that, the middle school youth group that I'm going to be going to this year is going to help me do that.
One of the things that I love about the CASA is that they have so many different opportunities for children. I asked Peter to help volunteer with several things, and at first he was nervous.
Every single time we were helping out people, it was actually fun. It wasn't really like anything that was like, oh, I'm doing chores. It didn't feel like chores. It felt like it was just something that was fun to do, I do like helping other people, yeah. It makes me feel good inside.
I first came here when I was about 11. We did a lot of fun activities like the Christmas pageant. I think I was one of the angels, which was really fun because it introduced me to dancing, and I got involved in hospitality, the hospitality ministry here, and liturgical dancing and Stations of the Cross even is a way to give back to the community what the community has given to me. I was in the high school youth ministry group for my 4 years through high school, and it was just really nice to find people in the community who were also my age. One of the things that we did was we made bags for the homeless through the Hunger Action Ministry. And at the end of the day, once we had finished making them all, they gave each of us 6 or 7 of them to distribute out to people that we would just see on the street. And it made me feel really good giving it to them, giving them a small piece of hope or something to ease their suffering just a little bit. Leaving for college was hard and exciting at the same time. I think the hardest part was leaving my family behind, and the CASA has become part of my family. After Easter Vigil, I sat in the chairs outside after Easter Vigil and I cried because I thought that I wouldn't be able to be a part of it anymore because I wasn't going to be able to be here every weekend, and not being here every weekend was really difficult. So I go to NAU Northern Arizona University up in Flagstaff. I am majoring in biomedical science, and I'm about to start my first year in ROTC for the Air Force. My goal for all of this is to become a flight surgeon, which is a kind of primary care doctor for a group of pilots. The reason that I want to do this is I want to serve others, and I think that my talents and my strengths are the best way to do that for me would be to become a doctor and to help heal others and show them mercy. The CASA is my foundation. I know that however far I go away, however lost I feel or lost I become, if I ever come back here, I know that I can always come back here. And I know that I will always feel centered again, feel whole again, feel like myself again. And I think that's a really hard thing to find, places, you know. And I'm just really glad that this is the place.
Hello, I'm Carol Schweitz, and I've been coming to the CASA since I was a teenager at St. Mary's. I came back to the CASA after my divorce of 43 years. It was such a painful time of being betrayed and rejected. I couldn't even pray my way out of this. I had been very active volunteering in my parish at the time, but because of my divorce, I was no longer welcome there as a volunteer. So I returned to the CASA. And when I came out here, they welcomed me with open arms. I was able to attend the Divorced and Separated Retreat weekend, and after months of counseling with our counseling staff, I was able to find me again at the end of that journey. And I have to tell you, it saved my life. I was privileged to be a part of the ministry that developed the catechesis for our children and our families. And it was so beautiful to see the families involved in the spiritual direction of their children. It was a very, very special gift. My grandchildren are both special needs children, and it takes a village, and I found that here. I was volunteering for Holy Week in 2008, and sitting on this very bench when this man came up and introduced himself. And I did not see him again till Saturday night after the beautiful services. It was late, it was cold, and I was tired. I turned to put the Mass programs away and literally bumped into him. He asked where I was going, and I said, coffee, and he said, can I come with you? And I said, of course. The rest is history. Larry passed away from melanoma. It was a long journey. And through that journey, we talked about it. And I said, I don't know what I'm going to do when you're gone. And he said, I'll always be with you. I said, but I won't be able to get my hugs. And Larry told me if I would allow it, every hug that I got would be from him. Every morning after Mass, these wonderful people, this community of morning Mass goers, give me my Larry hugs. And it gets me through each day. I was able to attend the grief support group here. I found a safe place to tell my story, to pour out my heart. Family and friends just don't understand what a unique hurt it is when you lose a spouse that you loved unconditionally. I finally know who I am. I know that I don't want to waste 1 second of this gift of life that's been given to me and the opportunity to be God's hands and feet and voice in the world. Because of the friars, because of this community, because of this place and the Holy Spirit is so active here, it's open to everybody here. All you have to do is say yes.